flipping the page. Oh, I guess we need 10 switches. All right. Working with your hands as with fingers bent. So the reason I did bottom and then top is so that we could look at and always have these little checkpoints as we're working. All right, so I'm gonna really angle my hand in like this. So we can see that I have, the difficult part of fingers bent is making sure that we've got that foreshortening in here. So even though I know these little fingers here are much smaller than my index finger, when we're drawing them, we make, like this finger here is the closest to me, to my eyes. So it needs to be bigger than this guy back here so that we understand that it is closer, okay? So I'm gonna try to hold my hand like this. I'm gonna give it a little bit of support on the rings there. And we're gonna work in the exact same way that we did when they were flat, but more now with some extra movement in there as well, some extra three-dimensionality. All right, so coming in here, creating our trapezoid. So what you're gonna see, because it's no longer flat, is that our trapezoid has some curve in it, and that's okay. We're gonna come in and we're gonna draw the line that we have there. So bringing that curve down, you can see it, even I can see it, I don't know if you can see it in the video, I can see it underneath my pinky finger here. Then coming down, so bringing in that trapezoid. Then I'm gonna come and do my triangle over here for my thumb. Again, how big am I drawing? Am I drawing this big? I'm drawing nice and big, filling up my paper so I can see what's happening. Then I'm gonna come in and draw my wrist. So I've got that reference point as well. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna create the shape that my fingers are making. So coming up with my first finger, then I'm gonna wrap it, create this curve here. So this is where my pinky finger will end up, down here, right? Which looks weird. Does not look like that's gonna work right. But this gives me kind of a reference to draw everything out. All right, so I'm gonna do that same thing that we did earlier, creating those little ovals, bigger on the bottom, smaller in the middle, even smaller in the top. Coming over to my next finger, big on the bottom, and so, oh, we've got that little bit of a bend really coming in. So paying attention to that shape, and then the finger here at the top. So this is what's happening because we're starting to get into those bends, is it's no longer a simple oval, right? So we're really paying attention to that shape that's being created. So I'm gonna adjust my curve a little bit because I'm seeing that it needs to be adjusted. So I'm not, there we go. All right, and then I'm gonna come down to my ring finger. Okay, it looks closer over there. Creating that larger oval. And then, okay, so this is where it starts to get really interesting. This shape is no longer really an oval, right? Because the top one is coming in. So I've got a different shaped oval here because the finger is bent. And then this is like overlapped. All right, then we come into our pinky finger. Okay, so we have that. So see, I have miscalculated. So I'm gonna bring my pinky finger. So it's cool because everything is so soft and round on the bottom side. You get this like almost perfect circle for the tip of your pinky. Then it follows. I want to opposite? Nope, that's right. We're gonna follow the top of the finger down. Okay, so we've got the next joint that comes off, and then it overlaps right here. There we go. See, sometimes when you're doing these drawings, you have to pause. Like you saw me pause there, I'm like, ugh, how does that work? There we go. Okay, and then we got everything coming down on this side. I think it needs to come out a little bit. We'll see. We'll see when we get drawing here. All right, so just like, oh, let's get that thumb in there. Coming up, tip. All right, and that thumbnail in there. Okay, so filling in those outside edges just like we did on the other side, the other drawing that we did. Gonna keep being mindful of where the joints are, following those lines. So I'll come back in here in a minute and do that erasing just like we did on the other side. Coming in, finding those joints, taking and connecting the work that we've done already with the ovals. So we're getting into that bend here. So I'm gonna go ahead, and this joint here is really important to figure out what's happening with my finger here. I'm gonna make some adjustments to my original drawing because everything is kind of in line here. Erase that so we get a better understanding of what's happening. You can see that joint coming through. Okay, and then we're gonna come down to the pinky, the really difficult. So we've got that nail kind of showing here. Length coming out there. So we understand that the joint is right there. And it kind of sweeps around. Always paying attention to those curves and those lines. We're always watching and drawing what's in front of us versus what our brain thinks should be there. All right, I'm going to adjust this bottom line a little bit. So joint here and joint right here as well. Getting rid of some of that roundness and making it so you can see the nail too. So there's a lot of drawing in there, so I'm going to go ahead and that's not right. So again, I'm going to come back in with my circle again as a reference. All right, there's the nail. My hand may be moving a little bit too. All right, so we're gonna come back over here. We'll work on that pinky some more because see what I mean, guys? Hands are hard, but the key thing is always being willing to come back into it, find those basic shapes, and work your way around. You can see how successful we were with this hand. It's really starting to bend and come towards us. I'm going to come in and bring some more of the joint in. the side of the finger, because that's part of what makes it key too with this, is being able to understand that some of the sides of the hands, here's some shadow over here, a little bit more joint showing. So, ignoring this terrible pinky finger, we're going to talk about the straight lines of, so where you can see more of the bone, one side of the finger is always straighter and one side is always rounder. So especially with this thumb right here. So you can see the straightness is here on the left hand side and the roundness is that cushy part on the palm of the hand. So that's where we bring that roundness in, that softness in of your hand. So this needs to come up a little bit more. I'm gonna come in with some of those crease marks, but again, starting off light and then working our way up. You know what, I'm gonna totally redo this pinky here, and then we're gonna end our class for today, and we will do, some, okay, so I'm gonna come back in, getting that circle, realizing that the end is about here. That was the issue. All right, so we have gotten, this looks a little bit better than what we had before. I'm gonna come in and, because it's not quite that wide there, that looks a lot better. All right, so always just kind of playing with it, finding the shapes that are there, following the curve of the lines that your hand is presenting you with. That's the key. I keep repeating myself over and over again, but with these, when you're drawing from life, your brain thinks it knows everything. It doesn't. Your eyes are what is important. Your eyes telling your brain what it's seeing. So I'm going to come in and get rid of those lines. I'm going to come in and dampen out some of my beginning work here as well. And what we're left with is a pretty, I'll come in with decent rendition of your hand. Again, I'm so excited to see how you guys are doing. I hope this was helpful for you today and that you learned a little bit about drawing hands. So the key with all of this, guys, is practice, practice, practice. Looking at magazine pictures of your hands, practicing with your own hands, and again, really drawing what's in front of you versus what your brain is telling you is in front of you, and remembering those basic shapes. All right, show me what you guys have been up to. Make lots of drawings at home, have fun, be creative, and remember to wash your hands as always. And you'll know now if you're scratching your face because this marker is going to come off on your face. But yeah, I will see you guys again soon. Have a good day.